People always have a game that makes their childhood, or a game that they played the shit out of. Games that were so great in their time and that every time you hear the name of the game, you're like, damn, I love that game, or holy fucking shit, that game was the tits when I was younger. Well, this is my list of the best games I ever played when I was a kid that made me who I am today. They have to be games I played when I was younger, like games that when people say them, bring them up, I just go nuts. Like, I'm like, oh, I remember that game. No duplicates from like the same series, so like, well, there won't be 2 Zelda games on here, or there won't be 2 Mario Karts on here. These games have to fill me with nostalgia, that when I think of these games, I get goosebumps. And games that I've put so much of my time into it, that when I look back, I was like, that was all worth it. Who cares if it was 3 days of my life? And they gotta be games that molded me into the person, gamerman guy I am today. So, with that, let's begin. Number 10. Guitar Hero 3. Now, this game was awesome when it was on the rise. Jamming your favorite songs while playing them? No way, that's too crazy. I was in middle school when this game was getting hot, and my friends and I would play the shit out of this game. This game brought new ways to play music games, while making it fun and easy to learn how to play. It even had a song for my favorite band then, and a song for my favorite band now. Coincidence? Maybe, but that makes me love this game even more. Sadly though, Activision went on a drunken rampage and thought it would be a good idea to release 9 games in 1 year. Activision, what are you doing? Unfortunately, with the terrible business decisions and a saturated game market, the Guitar Hero games are cancelled and discontinued. Hopefully Guitar Hero will rise again like it did in 2007, but for now, we have something even better from a company that knows what they're doing. Number 9. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. When I was young, my mom gave me the choice of an Indigo Game Boy Advance or a Grape Game Boy Color. I picked the Game Boy Advance because it looked cooler. My mom didn't have any Game Boy Advance games, only Game Boy Color games. In this little stack was Aladdin, Donkey Kong Land, and Tetris, and one of the greatest games I've ever played, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Yeah, it's motherfucking Mario, and you guys know how awesome it is. The best memory I have with this game consists of not only me playing it, but my 2 sisters and my dad playing it. We're at an airport and our flight was delayed, and Mario made things a lot better. The game added a Boo Race mode, a level select, and 8-bit Yoshi in there, and it was the first game with puzzle pieces, not that 40S shit. Number 8. Majora's Mask. Now this is the only exception to the rules because this started one of the greatest relationships I've ever had with a game. The year is 2000. I'm 6 years old and I'm wandering around a Walmart looking at games I wish I could get, and I see a Nintendo 64 on display. A game is playing and I have no idea what it is, but all I see is a boy running around scared and a moon with the most terrifying look on its face that I've ever seen in my life. I ran away because I was scared, but whatever, I was young. A couple years later at my karate, they would have some Nintendo set up with Smash Brothers on it in them, and I've never played Smash Brothers, so the first time I play, I asked my friend, who's that guy in the green? My friend says, oh, that's Link from The Legend of Zelda. He's a hero of time. He's awesome. The little kid inside me had the biggest boner, and thus my love was born. A couple years later, I would come back and finally beat Majora's Mask, with it being everything I thought it would be. This doesn't make it my favorite Zelda, but it is my first experience with Zelda, and it has started a never-ending love that I will carry with me till the day I die. Number 7. Mario Kart Double Dash. This is the best Mario Kart to date. Special power-ups for characters, new tracks, good music. No, great music. I mean, you could play as King Boo and Petey Piranha. My whole family would play this game and boy would it get very competitive. I remember my younger sister got mad at me because I kept beating her. Good times, man. I really don't know what more to say about this game. But if you haven't, what are you doing? Go get a GameCube for $40 and plop this fucker in and enjoy the boner cart. Number 6. Time Crisis 2. This game is fucking god tier 10 out of 10 arcade co-op multiplayer. This game is House of the Dead on steroids. Now this is what I wish every FPS would be. Non-stop action, good ass music, fun gameplay, and who doesn't love that action sound effect? This game is just too good, man. It was so good that I would literally run around my house, hiding behind every corner and just pretend to shoot, while shouting action every time I'd run to the next corner. Just holy shit, man. This game is just good. It's too good. Thank you, Namco. You have blessed us with a wonderful masterpiece. Number 5. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. You know the word perfect, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've heard it before. Probably a lot of times. Well, when they say the word perfect, They're probably talking about Yoshi's Island. This game is pure gold. Nintendo shit diamonds when they released this behemoth, being one of my first Game Boy Advance games I ever got. That's alright, I didn't play the Super Nintendo version, but it's pretty much the same.
I had the original.
Fuck off! I didn't know what I was in for. I mean, I knew who Yoshi was because I played Smash Brothers, but I didn't know how much ass Yoshi really kicked. The controls of this game were so perfect. Yoshi controlled like a dream. The music, oh god, this is one of the greatest soundtracks to a Nintendo game I've ever listened to. The art style, it's like a children's book, but that don't bother me none. It works, it's great, it's perfect. This game is just so amazing. I'd play this game for hours and hours to discover new secrets, enjoy the music, transform into the helicopter, kill things with watermelon seed, and enjoy the atmosphere. This game is lovely and quite possibly one of my top favorite games of all time. Oh, and the Mario Bros that they put in there was pretty cool too. Number 4, Super Smash Bros. Melee. What is probably the greatest game on GameCube. I have spent so much time playing this game. Alliances will be made and friendships will be broken, and there will be blood. This game is such an improvement from the first and just multiplied the greatness of the first game by 100. It had some of the best music I've ever heard in a game and is still good. There was so much content on that little disc, it's so good, man. This is the game that can be played for hours every day because of how much it changes every battle. Just while you're buying that GameCube with Mario Kart, you should pick this game up as well. Number 3, Pokemon Sapphire version. Now we're getting into the serious shit. First Pokemon game I ever fully understood and took seriously, and by took seriously I mean without my childhood stupidity. This is the greatest generation of Pokemon and you fucking know it. The starters, awesome. The region, awesome. The story, epic. The music, perfection. The map, 10 out of 10. The surfing, beautiful. The running, so fast. The biking, even faster. The double battles, regular battles just squared. The graphic, sexy. The ass, even better. This game was just so much fun and is one of the greatest adventures I've ever been on. The story blows my mind as a child and made me wonder if the sea was better than the land or vice versa. I mean, that's some philosophical shit coming from a 10-year-old. I mean, I loved Pokemon before, but this just added so much more. I mean, yeah, some of the stuff was pretty cryptic. Goddamn Reggies. But excluding that, this game is perfect. And I mean that. Maybe one day I'll go into depth and review 3rd generation in general, but man, this game is good and I loved it. Number 2, Crash Bandicoot Warped. Holy shit, this is the greatest 3D platformer ever made. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. This game is just so good. Taking everything that makes a 3D platformer great, Warped was all of that on gamma radiation. Time traveling from the dinosaurs to the Great Wall of China, this game had me playing for hours when I was a kid. It just does everything right, adding Coco stages that were awesome and kept the game fresh. I mean, being a fighter pilot in World War I, running on the Great Wall of China on a tiger, just awesome. And I'm not saying that to make Crash seem bad, because even his stages kept things fresh too. Riding on a dinosaur and a motorcycle, giving him new moves to fight with. Move over, Diddy, I think your peanut gun has some competition. This game was blessed with some of the best voice acting on the PlayStation 1, and some of the best graphics too. Look at that water! Look at it! It's so beautiful! To add even more of a bonus, this game had some of the catchiest music I've ever heard in a game. And when you play in Egypt, the music makes it feel like Egypt. When you play in India, the music makes it feel like India. With lovable characters, a great story, perfect controls, time trials, epic boss fights, and bonus levels, this game is a must-have if you own a PlayStation 1, and it's one of the greatest gems of the 90s. Yeah, sure, after the PlayStation 1 days, Sony pretty much killed Crash off. I mean, the ideas are pretty cool, but oh my god, I fucking hate this loading screen! Just, Sony, please buy Crash back and let Naughty Dog restore him to the perfection he was in the 90s. Please, I'm on my knees. And finally, number 1. SpiderMan 2000 on the PlayStation, N64, and Dreamcast. You wanted SpiderMan? You fucking got SpiderMan. To this day, I consider this to be the best game on PlayStation. Holy fuck, did this game kick ass. Fucking great music. I mean, the opening theme just explodes with the 60s theme of Spider-Man revamped and remixed, and oh my lord, does it only sample the awesomeness to come. An awesome techno-rock soundtrack kept you pumped while swinging through the city beating up baddies. This was just perfect for the game, and it worked so great. The control? Oh, the control. Spider-Man's jump to 3D was probably the best thing that ever happened to him. The combat? Fun. Easy. Awesome. Yeah, Spider-Man games are usually button mashers, but this was the first 3D game, and with the first targeting system for Spider-Man. Either you could web up the guys from a distance, or you can go and beat the living shit out of them with your web gloves. Moving around was so smooth, and Spider-Man followed everything you did. The voice acting. Oh my god, the voice acting. This has got to be some of the best voice acting ever done in a game. From Carnage's psychopathic laughs to Venom's ridiculousness. This game's voice acting was so charming and you'll fall in love with the characters instantly. This game was so much fun, man. It was packed to the brim with bonus content and game modes, and a password that is 2 steps under the famous Contra code. It was a clever code, too. It was the famous Eelnats, Stanley backwards. That would unlock everything in the game and just makes the game even more memorable to me. Every day I would come home and play this game when I come home from school, and I probably spent more time on this game than I have with any other. This game is just so good, and I love it so much. Maybe one day we'll play it on Super Nintendo, but that's for the future to decide. This game was the first 3D game, and with the first... fuck.